Greetings Mech Warriors, this is another campaign operations using MekHQ video, and today we're going to do a really advanced one. We're going to look at how to use the advanced maintenance rules. Now these are rules that are in campaign operations. In these rules, instead of rolling once per maintenance cycle, so for instance once per week or once per month for your maintenance test, you roll for every single piece of equipment on the mech. Now, admittedly, most people wouldn't even think of doing this even if they had 4 mechs, because that's a lot of dice rolls in each maintenance cycle. But if you want to, you can do it using MekHQ, and it does it all for you. So even though I've started this campaign, I can actually do this on the fly and actually go into the options. So if I go to campaign options and enable this type of maintenance and repair. So you've got repair and maintenance tab here, and maintenance checks. Now unfortunately MekHQ doesn't support normal maintenance checks, which I think is be something great if it could do that, but it doesn't. It only supports the advanced maintenance checks, and we can actually also set the length in days. So for instance, if you were in the middle of garrison, you could go in and you could change this on the fly to every 28 days or every 30 days. And the -1 maintenance modifier is actually in the rules, so that's part of the rules where you make a maintenance test at -1, and using quality modifiers in maintenance check, so the quality of the equipment will affect the maintenance over time, and you can log maintenance rolls in the log file if you want to see how they failed them. We're not going to do that, so that's that simple. So I go to confirm. So the maintenance cycle is on Mondays. So when I click to Monday, it's going to provide maintenance. Now one way in which to make this a little bit better, once I've activated the maintenance, is to go and set extra time for maintenance on the personnel. So if I go to my Mech Warriors and then change that to technicians, let's see if I can find that. I think I can just put support personnel. Then I've got my mechanics and technicians here, so aerospace tech, all of these guys here. Those are all going to be doing maintenance roles, and they've all been assigned to particular units there. What I want to do though is I want to increase the amount of times they're spending on the maintenance. So I think I can do that in going to the hangar, if I remember rightly, and going over to here to the tech crew, and I can click on all of these maintenance parts here in the tech crew here, and I can set maintenance time. And the maintenance time is generally set as ×1, but I can set it as ×4, so they'll spend 4 times as long as maintenance and they'll get a -3 roll. So our maintenance time now is set to ×4, and actually you can see that if I go back to the personnel, and you can see in brackets here units assigned and how much time they're spending on each one. So it's a good way of organizing the maintenance. Actually the Panther here doesn't seem to be showing up as extra time for maintenance. Let me go back and change that. Hangar, okay, the Panther's damaged, here it is. So you have to right click over here under the tech crew, set maintenance time, set extra time, here we go, ×4. Now for things that you aren't using, if they're inoperable, they could still go wrong, and if you're basically storing units, what you can decide to do while you wait for the things to arrive is you can mothball them. Mothballing a unit means that you don't need to make, it's permanently stored, you don't need to make maintenance rolls for it. Salvage, I don't think you need to do that anyway, and our salvaging has nothing left to salvage, so we can sell that. So I'm going to mothball the urban mech, and it takes time to mothball something. So I'm going to mothball it with our advanced technician, our veteran technician, regular veteran. And she can't do it this term, but she'll do it next time. No, let's choose someone else to do it. Mothball. Let's have one of our regulars here. Okay, so that's going to mothball that unit. The Shadowhawk we don't need anymore, so we can sell that. And there isn't much left of the Shadowhawk. We still get funds for that. Okay, so purple is going to be for mothballing. And now if I go back to the command center and advance, personnel markets updated, mothballing complete, and if I click on advance again, what day is it going to do the maintenance? Oh, it does it on Saturday. There we go. So Saturday is our maintenance day. And if it depends on what day you start your campaign on, I can't remember. So in this case, our maintenance is on Saturday, and it says here what's happened. So the quick draw overall remains D, and we can actually get a breakdown details of that. And here we go. 5 parts were damaged. So this is the problem with doing this sort of maintenance. So the Leopard actually has failed its details, and we'd have to go into the repair bay and fix those parts that were damaged. The Maxim here is fine. Remains D. Okay, as we go down, you can see all of the details here. So if I, for instance, just show you those in details, I can click on the details there to get the report for the quick draw to see what actually happened, and you can see it's a lot of rolls. So every single component has either increased in quality or decreased in quality, and the average quality is all of the qualities added together and averaged and rounded down. So we've got a few things that have raised up in quality to E. If I look at what went wrong with the Leopard, I can see that this person here, the PPC needed a target number of 9, 7 regular, -1 maintenance, +1 because it's a tech rating D, +2 because the error, the person rolled a 3, and if it's a margin failure -3, the part is damaged and it needs to be repaired. And so now this is the bit where it gets into problems. We now need to go into the repair bay, and we need to assign those repairs. And if I make them all so they definitely happen, I go to mode and ×4. I can try and make sure I get the lowest amount possible, and do task, and I can repair them. These bits have failed, and advance a day, and again you can see that actually it's costing us money to repair these. So again, advance day, and there we go. So that's oh yeah, and the fire control system has broken. Okay, so again showing where this can go wrong. So now our fire control system is broken. We've got no option other than to try and repair it with a veteran person, which we don't have, because we need a vehicle, we need a tech for a vessel, and so we could scrap the component, which is our only other option. We need to go to the parts acquisition, and we need to find a fire control system for a Leopard, and let's deliver it automatically so we don't have to wait, because it's a 4+ to find it in 7 days. We're going to procure item immediately, and we're going to deliver it immediately. The fire control system, here we go. It would take 123 days. Deliver part now, and that is delivered. So now we can go to the hangar, so the repair bay, and we can now replace that again. Extra time ×4, do the task, automatic success, we've replaced it. So basically, because of that, we've broken something, and it's taken us literally from Saturday to Wednesday, so 5 days to repair all the bits that broke. So this can get a little bit tedious to do this, but if you want to be that granular and want to go and do all of those really detailed repair roles, you can do, and you can get the system to do it for you automatically. And again, remember, if you're not in combat operations, you really only need to make one of these maintenance roles once every 28 days, 4 weeks. And if you're in like a week-on-week combat situation, then then doing that every 7 days is the way the rules are written in campaign operations. So if I go back to Command Center, actually let's go to Repair Base. One other button that I'll show you that's quite useful is to allow overtime. So overtime is a particular rule where if you allow overtime, it means that, let's click on this and I'll show you what it means. If, for instance, I allow overtime, it shows me I've got 240 minutes left plus 240 minutes overtime. And first of all, it's taken the maintenance time that she has to spend, and it's also the overtime here is an extra 8 hours, but only gives you 4 hours work. So normally she'd have 480 hours, and now she has added in 20 and another 240 hours, 240 minutes, sorry, in 1 day. But I don't think this simulates it, but if you keep doing overtime, then your crew get tired, and we actually have got a leg here to replace, so we could actually show you this. If we take our veteran tech who's here, regular tech, veteran tech, and we try and replace the left leg, again do mode ×4, and that's still needing an 11, 6 plus 3 difficulty minus 3 extra time plus 2 error plus 3 because it's in overtime. And if we don't want overtime, it's 8. So adding overtime basically makes all your people extra tired. So if you flick to overtime, once you've run out of time, and any task done in overtime is at +3. So I'm going to try and repair that. There we go. Let's see if they're successful. Go to the command center, click on advanced, and see do they replace the leg. Still not enough time. Not enough time left. Another day. Not enough time left. Another day. Okay, and they've done that. And again, you can see here we've got the Leopard has got damaged again because the repair checks, so there's so many of them, and this time the Shadowhawk has something's broken on the Shadowhawk. The mech sensors are broken on the Shadowhawk, so we'd have to go in and repair those. The Leopard is just a walking trash heap here. It's we've got lasers not working, we've got medium lasers, we've got the engine has become damaged. So again, this is really tricky. You can make it easier. I mean, one thing is to say that if you go to the options, go to campaign options, you can set this to be -3, because you could say the company's got access to a not just a mech bay, but a facility. So for instance, like a mech hangar, and that would be like a role play thing. You could say they've got an extra -2. That's actually something that's in the rules that's not reflected in MekHQ, that you can say if you had access to a factory, that'd be I think it was -4. If you got access to a facility, you get another -2, so it'd be -3. So that's a way of making it slightly less onerous, is to give the group access to a high level facility. So that's how you do advanced maintenance. It might not be something everyone wants to do. In actual fact, maintenance in general might be something people want to skip. They might think that maintenance is just one of those things too far, and you only want to do repairs, and that's absolutely fine. Maintenance is an issue that basically does a lot of kind of pen and paper, but it kind of reflects the idea of the fall of technology and succession wars, when bits of your mech suddenly stop working and the quality of your bits of your mechs are getting worse because of just a general fall in technology and your technicians that you have assigned. So that's another video, and if you've got any suggestions for more topics you want to look at, then feel free to drop those into the comments box.